Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Here to Stay by Ms.E. So glad you clicked on that button to watch this video. If you are new to this channel, welcome. If you are a subscriber, welcome back to my subscribers. In this video, I'm going to show you how I made this inverted bob wig. It's an all-around classic wig. Are you loving this wig? I'm going to show you how I cut it in 3 simple steps. And I'm going to show you products that I used to shampoo and to style this wig. So if you are interested in seeing how I made this wig, you might want to keep watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, hit the notification bell, leave a comment or question. You ready? Okay, let's get into this. So right here, I'm using my 30 volume developer and my B2W bleach. I'm putting on my gloves, of course, to protect my hands from the chemical. And I'm gonna mix about a scoop to a scoop and a half, maybe even 2 scoops of the bleach. And I'm gonna mix my liquid developer. And you want to make sure that it's a pasty consistency. You don't want it runny, because if it's runny, it's going to run onto the hair, and we don't want that to happen, because then you'll run into the problem of having to recolor your hair. So make sure that it's a pasty consistency. The thicker the better. You just want to make sure that it's pliable and you're able to still work with it, but thicker is the best way to go. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this bleach, and I'm going to make sure that all areas of my closure is covered. I'm going to turn it right side up. If you've watched my videos on how I bleach my knots, I always do the right side up, because upside down, gravity has a tendency to draw the bleach to the hair, and we don't want the hair to get bleach on it, as I said before. So we're going to do right side up. I am parting to make sure that it is processing and I can watch it processing. I am not touching the lace closure at all. So right here, you can see I've made my measurements. We're not worrying about ear-to-ear measurements, because this is a lace closure. We only worry about ear-to-ear measurements when it is a frontal. So we're going to go ahead and apply that frontal 1/2 inch to 1 inch away from the edge of the cap. I'm going to secure it on each side in the front, on each side in the back, and in the middle as well. You want to always make sure that your closure frontals are centered. I'm going to go ahead and braid this hair and get it up out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and secure it down with my needle and thread. I always go back in and secure it with the sewing machine. I'm going to go from one side to the center, and then I'm going to go from the other side to the center. When you're sewing your lace on by hand, it has a tendency to shift, and so you want to, the technique that I use is going from one side to the center. This assures me that it's not going to shift as I'm sewing. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. If you have not already, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, leave a comment. So I'm done. The closure is nice and secure. I'm going to go ahead and cut away that excess lace. It is not necessary to have it on. We don't have to wait till we're done. We can cut it away now. It only gets in the way when you're sewing. So let's just go ahead and cut that off. So I'm going to use my crayon. Crayon is my favorite tool to use to do markings with. And I'm going to make my markings a 1/2 inch apart, as is my custom to do on all of my wigs. And then as I move up towards the top or the middle, I'm going to start making them a whole inch apart. This is totally up to you, your preference. Wherever you decide you need the most hair, that's where you want to make them closer together. So we are all done making our markings. I'm going to go ahead and double my tracks. I'm basically taking 2 tracks. One is going to be slightly underneath the other. I'm going to set my sewing machine on a zigzag stitch. This is going to catch both tracks all at the same time. I'm going to double stitch when I start. I think I missed that on the camera, didn't get that, but I'm also going to double stitch on the back. You want to make sure you do this every time you sew so you can secure your stitching so that it does not come apart. As you can see, here's a close-up of what it should look like when you're doubling your tracks. And so this is what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and just follow the pattern of the markings that I made. I am securing it down with straight pins. The reason why I do this is because this helps me to not get any lumps and bumps when I'm sewing. A lot of times people say you get lumps and bumps when you're sewing is because you are stretching your cap. Well, that's not the case when I use it. When I get lumps and bumps, the reason why I get it is because, and I studied this really hard, is because the track does not stay in a straight line when you're sewing. This is what happens with me, so I really can't speak for anybody else. So these pins are just basically going to ensure that I'm going to keep my track in a straight line so I don't have lumps and bumps. So I'm going to go ahead and sew on the sewing machine. You don't have to worry about the pins getting caught in the needle. I have never broken a needle by using these pins. So this is a method, if you are a person that sews or know how to sew when you're sewing clothes, it's a method that you use to keep your pattern down. So yeah, so it's not, you don't have to worry about breaking a needle. So I'm going ahead and remove these pins, and I'm going to do this process all the way up to the top. So here we are, all almost done with sewing it on. We have a couple of more tracks to put in here, and we'll be done with this wig. There you have a completed wig. At least we're just done with sewing the wig on, but we have a lot more coming up. So right now we have the Aussie Moist shampoo and conditioner, Biolage leave-in conditioner. These are the products that I use when I shampooed this wig, and as you can see, I put hair ties, rubber hair ties on the wig to show you where I'm going to cut and make my cuttings. This is very simple. It is very beginner friendly. And this is going to determine the length. I am using my measuring tape. I am going to cut with my clippers. You can use scissors, you can use a razor, you can cut with any tool. But first I'm going to go ahead and just remove this lace. I'm not going to worry about plucking it because my client wants a bang, so we don't have to worry about plucking, and it's not going to be shown. So I'm going to go ahead and take my clipper, and it's just going to be one simple step when you put it in the rubber clip, and measure it to determine the length that you want it. I'm going to go ahead and cut it just with one motion, and there you have it. The bang is already done. I'm going to do the same thing in the back, and this is going to give you that inverted look where it's shorter in the back and longer on the sides. This is the technique you want to use. It's very simple. So I'm not going to cut at the first rubber tie. That's just to hold it in place, but I'm going to cut it at the second tie. You can determine the length, how short you want it. That's totally up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and just with one motion, let me move it so you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully you have a good view. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cut it, and it's done. That's gonna give me that inverted look. So I'm gonna take the sides and slightly bring them back to the part that I just cut in the back, and that's gonna give that beveled, inverted look in the back. And I'm going to cut the sides at an angle. The farther you pull the hair back from the sides, the longer it's going to be. So it's up to you how long you want your sides to be. And there you have it, the inverted bob complete. So now I'm going to go ahead and flat iron the hair. As I said before, all I used was my Ms.E Miracle Moist shampoo and conditioner and my Biolage leave-in conditioner. These are products that you can get at your beauty supply store or even grocery store. And that's all I use. I try not to put a lot of heavy products on my hair. I like for my flat irons to be weightless and bouncy and flowy, so I don't use a lot of product. I did shampoo this hair and let it air dry overnight. You can blow dry it if you want to, but just make sure you don't use a lot of product, especially if you want that nice bouncy flowy airy look. So we are almost complete with this wig and the haircut and the flat iron. So glad you guys watched it all the way to the end. As you can see, that nice beveled look in the back. And I hope you guys learned something and got a lot out of this video, and I really appreciate you watching. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care. We'll see you next time.